Okay, so for those joining late on the recordings, as always, just take it at your own pace. Remember that you're practicing and I can't see you. But as always, when we come to practice, yoga is a personal practice. Take it at your own pace. Take a variation that feels good for you. Remembering that every time we come to practice is always different. So if you're working with any aches or anything, just take it in your own time. Okay, so we're going to start lying on our backs on our mats. I'm just going to move back and set the mic up so that you can hear me. So as you lie down, you might take your constructed rest. That's feet mat width, knees together. You might take your Shavasana corpse pose. You might have the hands on the belly, hands not on the belly. Just taking your time to arrive. You might even close your eyes. Nice. As today's practice is all about getting out of our heads, so if we've had a busy weekend or busy time at work, getting out of our head and into our body. Because sometimes when we get so carried away within our head, we may overthink things, we may start to feel anxious and then approach things in a way that doesn't seem clear. So we take this time to ground, and that grounding could be a sense of the concept that you have in your physical body. So the concept that you have with the ground and the clothes. It could be the concept that you have with the earth as we practice our feet into the ground. It could be a sense of being present within your body. So just taking the time to arrive. Maybe you're noticing your breath. Hi, Kai. So as we breathe here, just noticing the depth and pace of your breath. Nice. And just taking your arrival, remembering that your body feels different every time you come to practice. We'll start to notice those points of contact that we have with the floor, the weight of our body. We'll start to wriggle those fingers and toes, maybe draw those legs together, maybe stretch those arms up over the head, taking a full body stretch. And whenever you're ready to, go ahead to hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe gently rock side to side just to notice the space that you hold here within your lower back. You might start to just draw the knees out and then back together. Maybe start to draw 2 circles with the knees. Today is all about being in your own body, noticing space, tension, noticing what feels nourishing and what doesn't, we don't do. Nice. When you're ready, so we're going to point those toes up to the ceiling, pointing and flexing the feet. Doesn't matter if your legs are straight or bent. Nice. And then when you're ready, so you want to plant those feet down, mat width. Palms facing out, palms facing up. So we're just going to take those arms to a T shape. Feel free to gently just rock the head side to side, just being gentle with your neck. Nice. And then from here, I'm going to take those arms up, holding the elbows. And we're just going to draw the elbows to one side, center, and other side. If you want to do that with your neck, it's going to be inhale, center. Exhale, head looks over to left, elbows go over to right. So you want opposite directions. And just see if you can allow those shoulders to slump into the floor as you take that gentle movement within your shoulder joints. Nice. Just waking up the brain and that coordination. We're going to start to bring the legs into that too. So come back through center, head and elbows. Inhale, separate the knees as we bring the feet out, mat width, knees bent. Nice, inhale, center. And this time, as we exhale, we're going to take the legs over to the right, the elbows over to the left, and then look over to the right. So just switching on that brain. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, legs over to left, elbows over to right, look to the left. Nice, so you can do that within your own pace of breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over right, legs right, elbows left. Or if you want to just stay there, feel free to stay there and I'll let you know when to switch. Whichever option you're in, just starting to connect that mind, body, breath movement. And if you're holding onto the side, you're still breathing there, noticing the space and stretch that you feel. Nice. So coordinating that, being in your own body. And don't worry if you get them mixed up, as long as you're moving. Maybe just reset back to the center and then come back. So it's the head and knees go the same way, elbows go the opposite way. Alright, so if you were on one side, you're then going to switch over to take it to the other side. If you're continuing to move, just do within your own pace of breath. Nice. Last breath wherever you're at, or if you're moving side to side, just make sure you even both sides. And then when you're ready to, you want to come back through center, reach those arms out, open the chest. Take a breath there as you start to shuffle those feet in closer. Feet hip width apart and walk those heels in close towards your hips. No rush, just take your time to settle. Nice, and once you've set up, just keeping the neck nice and relaxed. And we're going to just work on pressing that tailbone into the floor. So make space underneath your back. So you arch in the back, opening the rib cage. So you'll notice my hips are still on the ground. So maybe you want to watch for this one. It's very subtle. So I've arched my back so there's space underneath my back here. And the tailbone's still onto the floor. And then on the exhale, I'm going to tuck, draw the belly button to the ground and lift so that my tailbone just comes off the ground but my hips are still on the floor. Very subtle movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck. So how that might look closer. When you're on the ground, you arch the back so there's space, and then as you exhale, you tuck, draw the belly button in. So it's a very subtle movement of just the pelvis moving. Nice. So see if you can do that. Keep the tailbone onto the floor, just end of your spine, and then you arch the back, and then you tuck. Very subtle movement of your lower back. Nice. Look like you've all got it. And then we're going to add on to that. So when the next time that you bring that belly button down, we're going to then bring the arms down as well. And then we're going to arch the back on the inhale. So create that space underneath your back. And then on the exhale, draw the belly button in. So the back is straight now. And then press with the feet, inhale, peel up. Lifting the hips all the way up this time. And then exhale, roll the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae back to the floor. So again, I'm going to do that whole sequence. Inhale, arch the back so there's space underneath. Exhale, belly button draws towards the floor. Inhale, push through the ground, lifting the hips up. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. So it's that articulation through your spine. The first two ones are just isolating that lower back. And then when you lift up, you're articulating that movement through the entire back of your spine. And you can go up as high as it feels good for you. So you can take up to the shoulders as well. So I'm just going to get you to do that within your own pace, in your own pace of breath, in your own pace of time. And feel free to close the eyes, really just to take your awareness into that spinal movement. That first inhale and exhale doesn't have to be very big. The movement can be very, very subtle. Just work your way through how that might feel for your lower back, how it might feel for your back. And when you roll down, think about that spine coming down one vertebra at a time, touching the ground as if you're crawling down your back very slowly. Nice, and that pelvis movement is going to be important later. Nice, no rush, we're going to complete one full cycle, so it's about 2 more breaths in your own pace. And whenever you return back to the ground, feel free to collect those knees in. And it might feel really nice for your lower back just to squeeze the knees in and release them. Maybe even lift the head up and release. Entirely up to you if it feels okay for your neck. If not, just take it through that lower back. And then you've done a couple more. Feel free to rock side to side, rolling over to the side, or rocking back and forth if that feels okay for your spine and neck. So come all the way up to seated. As you find a comfortable seat position, legs crossed, legs extended, entirely up to you. Nice, squeeze those shoulders up, roll those shoulders down. Nice, inhale, squeeze the shoulders up, and exhale, roll them down. Last one in your own pace. Nice, shoulders away from the ears. Just taking your head gently over to the right side. So just go as far as it feels good for you. Nice, and you might take the option to place the hand on top. You might take the option to not do that. You also have the option to take the left hand out, wriggle fingers, move the hand up and down, draw a little circle. Doesn't matter how far you tilt it, you're still going to feel that connection through your head to neck, down to the hands, down to the fingertips. Just explore being in your own body, where that feels good, where it doesn't, don't go near. Nice. Remember to breathe. Nice. You might flip the palms up and draw them down. Nice. And then when you're ready to, we're going to release the hands down. Exhale, the chin is going to roll down and round. Just notice that the head is tilted, so I'm not bringing the chin over, the head is tilted. And then exhale, chin down and round. Nice. Inhale when the air reaches the shoulder. Exhale, chin rolls down and round. So again, you're just moving in time with your own pace of breath. Noticing space. Notice if the shoulders tense up, we're keeping those shoulders relaxed and we're just rolling them round and down. Being gentle with any pockets of maybe tension or soreness in the neck. So be maybe extra slow when you reach those tense areas. Nice. And then the next time the chin rolls down, we're going to stay there, meeting there. And then on your inhale, we're going to lift the chin up, no rush. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tuck in. Nice. When you're ready to, we're going to tilt the head over to the left side. We're doing that same thing on the other side, so you might stay there, you might place the hand on top for a little extra weight. You might reach your right arm out and explore that space, and notice if that shoulder's creeping up, relax your left shoulder. So if you find that it tenses up, maybe just tilt the head less to the side. And again, wriggle fingers, draw circles, move up and down, flip the palm, bring it down. Just explore that space, that connection through your head, down your arms, down to the fingertips. Nice. And then no rush. Release the hands, exhale, chin rolls down and round. Notice if your shoulders start to creep up, keep those shoulders down. Maybe just don't tilt it as far down if you're starting to find it doesn't feel safe enough for your neck. Nice. And then from there, when you're ready to, we're going to come back through center, interlace the hands behind us. So what that might look like, fingers interlace, draw the fist down. And then as you do that, draw the fist down, we're going to tuck the chin in and then look down towards the armpit. So the chin is tucked in, looking down towards the armpit. And we're going to take a deep breath in. So looking down towards the armpit, deep breath in all the way up to the collarbone space. Notice how that full breath in, a full breath out is changing that stretch. Nice. Next inhale, looking forward. And then exhale, taking it over to the other side. Nice. Deep breath all the way up into that collarbone space. Nice. Next inhale, come back through center. And then just gently rotating that top half of the body. So just getting that movement into the upper shoulders, into the upper back, giving that spinal rotation. Nice. And then reach the arms up. Bring yourself through to all fours, to tabletop. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath the shoulders. So just check in with that alignment. Fingertips spread in 10 different directions. Nice. And then from here, we're going to inhale at center. Exhale, we're going to look over left shoulder, look to left toes. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over right shoulder, look to right toes. So you're thinking about that space. So when you look over to the left, you're thinking about that space in the right. If it feels good for you, stay there. Or maybe if it feels better, you might start to sway the hips. So you might just take that movement a little bigger. So the option 1 is where the hips stay where they are. And then the option 2 is maybe you start to sway those hips side to side. Again, just think about that movement, what feels good for your body. Nice. 2 or 3 more so you're even on both sides. And then from there, when you're ready to, come back through center. And then on the inhale, we're going to open the chest, drop the belly, broaden the chest, shoulders away from the ears, looking forward. And then on the exhale, tuck the chin in, round the back, draw the belly button in. Nice. Inhale, drop in the belly, broaden in the chest. Exhale, round the back, draw that belly button in. Nice. Last one there, no rush. Nice. And then when you come back through to neutral, we're going to tuck those toes under. And we're going to inhale, rock forward as far as it feels good for your wrists. Make sure those fingertips are spread into the ground. Exhale, send the hips back. We send the weight into the heels, so the hips go into the heels so you feel a stretch in your foot. Inhale, rock the weight forward, as good as it feels for your wrist, feeling that connection through the ground, through your hands, all 10 fingertips. And then exhale, we sit the hips back, feeling that connection to the ground through your feet and that stretch within your foot, or both feet. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Nice. Last one, take your time. And the next time you inhale forward, we're going to then lift the knees and then exhale, send the hips back. So doing that in your own pace. So we're going to do that same thing. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, sit back. But this time the knees are off the ground, starting to wake our body and core up. If that doesn't feel too great for your wrists, then feel free to bring those knees down, same with that first option. Otherwise, you inhale forward and exhale, send the hips back into your bent knee downward dog. The knee's going to stay bent the whole time. Nice. And the next time that you send yourself back, if you've got the knees on the ground, you're going to lift up so that you're in your first downward dog as you pedal the feet. Bring one heel down at a time. Nice. And then when you're ready, so we're going to slowly start to walk those feet towards the hands. I'm going to take the feet out wide so we come into squat position. So I'll just face this way so you can see. We're taking ourselves into a wide squat. That could be heels off the ground or heels onto the floor. That could be feet closer together or feet further away. Just find where you feel most balanced. If you're not feeling so balanced, bring those fingertips onto the ground. If you're feeling okay, you're going to take those arms out, up over the head. Nice, you might feel balanced there with the palms together, or maybe feel more balanced with the arms out. Nice, taking a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Nice, right hand is going to come onto the ground. Notice I'm just bringing it into the thigh, left arm up. And take where that feels good for your chest. So it doesn't have to be all the way up. Think about that space that you come from your chest through to that hand. So it could be up there, it could be here. You might want to wave the hand up and down just to feel that stretch. Maybe you're looking up to that hand. If that doesn't feel too great for your neck, you can just look forward. Nice. On the inhale, taking that big breath in, whether you're moving the hand or not. And then the exhale, lightly press the arm into the leg. Nice. Switching it over. So it'll be left hand down, right arm up. Again, feel free to wave the arm. Feel free to keep it still. Deep breath in on that inhale. And then on the exhale, lightly pressing the arm into that thigh. Last breath there. Nice. Bring it down. Inhale, we sweep the arms up. Palms together, exhale, hands down through center. Nice, we're going to add the legs into that too. Inhale, we're going to straighten those legs coming up. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees, sit the hips back. Go down as far as that feels good for you. So it might be a mid squat, it might come all the way down. Listen to your body. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, come down into squat. Nice, and if you don't have enough room, maybe just take the arms in front of you. Nice. Last one there as we meet all the way up. And then just take the hands down as we stand up tall. Nice. Just finding yourself in mountain pose. So feet about hip width apart, palms facing forward, shoulders away from the ears. Feel free to close your eyes or find a focus point in front of you. And just take a mental note of the way that you stand here. Without those check-ins, maybe does one side feel more strong than the other? Do you send your weight more one side to the other? Are your shoulders tense? Are you flaring that rib cage? Because I know I'm guilty of myself, and I think about standing tall, I think about stand up tall. We want to keep that lower rib tucked in. Nice, so as we do our check-in here, we start to walk the feet side to side so that we start to bring that weight evenly across both feet, and so that we bring our feet about hip width apart. Remember, our hips aren't that wide, so I know I stand like that when I think about hip width apart, but you just want to think about them being directly underneath your hips. Nice, and then rock the weight back and forth, just noticing the toes. Nice. And then finding your center point of gravity. And as you find your center point of gravity, spreading the toes into the floor, strong through the legs, but be careful not to lock those knees in. So the knees are still soft as we push the ground through both feet. And then as we check in with our hips, just notice if the hips are tilting too far forward or back. One way to check that is if you bring your hand onto your back. Just notice if it's tilting maybe up or maybe tilting too far forward. So you want to think about that back being in neutral, so kind of straight. So you might find it there, or maybe you just place the hands into the hips, and again you might just feel that tilt. Find that neutral space with your hips, and then think about being long through the torso, lightly engaging with the core, pulling the pelvic floor, standing tall through the crown of the head, shoulders away from the ears, palms facing forward. Nice. And just checking in with your breath, slow and steady. So those 3 key points in balancing. That body check-in. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. And if you had your eyes closed, just open the eyes to find a focus point in front of you that's not moving. So I don't recommend me, because I'll probably wobbling all over the place. So find that focus point in front of you. Start to shift that weight over to right, left leg up. And if you're not feeling so balanced, you might have the toe on the ground. You might bring the foot by the ankle if you're feeling more balanced. Nice. If you're not, you can just bring the toe to probably to the ground or by the calf. I'm going to take the palms to the center, or maybe the arms out. Nice. Whichever gives you most balance. Shoulders relax. Think about that core zipping up through the pelvic floor to the crown of the head. Nice. Inhale, we're going to bring the knee center. Exhale, we take the knee out to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, knee out to the side. So you're engaging with your core, find that focus point. If you would like to add on to there, also feel free to use something beside if you're not feeling so balanced. Like a wall or a door. To add on, we're going to inhale, center. Exhale, take the leg front. Bring it back. Take the leg out. And take the leg out. Nice. So breath work. Exhale when you take out. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, knee out. And then your next exhale, take the leg out. Actually, all those breaths feel a bit confusing. Just breathe. Make sure our breath is a movement. Whatever connects with you. Otherwise, you can inhale, center. Exhale, take the knee out. Check what's going on with your hips. Are you swaying? Is that hip swaying as you take the knee out? If it is, keep it steady. Think about that control. Nice. And then the next time you come into tree pose, so that's this one, you're either foot by the calf, or you might even take it into the thigh, but don't press it into the knee, even though it feels like a good point where that, what do you call it? The arch of your foot sits on your knee. You don't want to do that because you're pressing into the joint. So don't do that. I was demonstrating not to do that. And then you can either bring it to the calf or to the inside of the thigh. Really nice, just finding your balance there. And if you are feeling quite balanced there, just check in with your toes. Notice if they're gripping the ground, just give your toes a little wriggle. Nice. Take another breath here. And release. Give it a good shake out and stretch. Nice. Coming back through to center that mountain pose. So that's our foundation. That body check-in. Spread the toes. Strong through the legs. Strong through your core as you engage. Lifting through the crown of the head. Shoulders relaxed. When you're ready to, we're taking those deep breaths in and out. Finding that focus point. We shift the weight over to the left. Right toe onto the ground. You might start to bring the toes towards you to come into tree by the foot, by the ankle, by the calf. Hands together or maybe hands out, whichever gives you most balance. Start to bring that to movement. Inhale, center. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Check what's going on with your hips. Try not to sway the hips as you move. Keep the hips forward. Just externally rotate that knee out. And if you'd like to extend that, exhale, send the leg out in front, inhale back, exhale, send the knee out, send the leg out to the side. Nice, so I'm doing that inhale to come back, exhale out. So I'm doing it in one movement if you want to do that with the breath. Otherwise, inhale, exhale. Nice. And the next time that you land into tree pose, whether it's by the ankle, the calf, or maybe you'd like to place it into your inside of the thigh, just making sure when you are taking that thigh that your thigh and foot is pressing together. That's going to be able to keep it there. Palm center, out to the side. Maybe just notice this side might feel a bit more wobbly. Nice. Breathing here for one more breath. That's it. And release, shake out. Nice. Nice. And then from here, going back into that mountain. Spreading the toes, palms facing forward, shoulders away. Maybe closing the eyes now. We are going to finish off in our standing position. So you might want to rock the weight forward, you might want to rock the weight back. You might want to rock the weight to the side and to the other side. Find your sense of gravity. Even while standing, we're going to find that relaxation through the body as we scan the body. So start to find that center point of gravity. Noticing the toes spread into the floor. Noticing the weight in the feet. Noticing the strength through the legs, but we're not locking those knees in. Keep the knees soft. Noticing your pelvis and how that is. Maybe tilting it under or arching it, finding a space that feels neutral for your back, for your pelvis. Lightly engaging with the core as you stand strong and tall. Shoulders away from the ears and hands just relax this time alongside the body. Deep breath into belly, to chest, all the way to that collarbone space if you can. And deep breath out. Nice. And maybe just taking 2 more there in your own pace. Belly, chest, to collarbone space. And as you check in with that breath, noticing that wave flowing up as you breathe in. And that wave flowing down as you breathe out. As you inhale, maybe standing a little bit taller. And as you exhale, shoulders relax. Finding that sense of effortlessness as we stand. Chin tucks in slightly so the back of the neck is long, creating that length as we stand tall. And exhale, just dissolving the face of any tension, letting go of the jaw, the eyes. If it's comfortable, close them. The space in between the eyebrows. That sense of grounding. Being in your body now. Being with your body and breath. That sense of connection to the ground. The feet firmly rooted into the floor. And that connection with our breath. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Nice. And we're going to do 3 more and taking that with the arms. So the next time that you inhale, just circle those arms up. And then on the exhale, maybe part the lips aside, just let everything go. Inhale up. Exhale everything out. You might even want to fold for the last one. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale everything out. As you arrive into your mountain pose, palms at the center of the chest. Arriving back into our body, back into our day. Hopefully feel more connected to your body. We'll close today's practice as we inhale, circle those arms up together, palms together. Exhale, hands down through the center. Namaste. Thank you for joining practice.